Care. I already talked about care in other videos, like life is care. Things like that. Now, care. Let's see. Yeah, life is care, and exactly because of what life is about, you need to understand what is at stake, because um, there's like a legitimacy. Nobody talks about this. Why? Because they don't know. And so I'm saying um, today, basically, what we see everywhere is not care. People live in a junky state with so much poison they are put in their mouths every day. So uh, this state is exactly about this. Uh, they don't care. Um, so this is an example why we have drugs in this world. Yeah, because that is what they want to do to people, like suffer diseases and so on. Well, and the other thing is ignorance. So people basically are serving evil. Why? Simple. Because they don't know. Not not exactly because. Because is because they don't care. You see? So that's why people have no idea what legitimacy is. Because they live in a lie. They do nothing basically. And so the problem is not knowing per se, see, because a child doesn't know basically about anything yet. Um, so ignorance itself is, in a sense, a thing, but the adult is a different matter. You know about law. Uh, I tell you, you need to know about law. If you uh, doesn't obey or something like that, if you don't follow the rules, so it can be, you know, you can suffer with that because um, the law must be um, applied. There must be applied And so the problem here is this is about consciousness. People need to know. Know is about getting consciousness about something. Yeah, about it's about consciousness. So the problem is this system doesn't want you to know basically anything. They want you in ignorance to be used by it in every way and certainly so evil, certainly doing everything that is against you and the others that you don't know, and so you do it. So the problem is there is no legitimacy because of that, because the system doesn't want you to know. That is the reason why the system sells you everything in order to be believed, except nobody believed. Belief is ignorance, is the same, is ignorance. Belief represents nothing, justifies nothing. See? So legitimacy is about consciousness. You need to know. See? So uh, people are asleep to accept, and they accept exactly because they don't know. So they need to obey whatever they are told simply because someone that is behind power tell them what they need to think and do and obey. So they are always doing brainwashing through everything, through television, uh, oh, sorry. I hope we can proceed. No, you see, people know um, have know how to get us out of this this kind of prison, this matrix, this world, and then other, there are things like corruption and so on. People are willing to accept certain things they shouldn't. In some ways, everything the system says is a lie, is the wrong way, the wrong thing that people don't know, people have to accept. And so, you see, people always uh, end accepting what they shouldn't because they have know how to deal in speech. So doing the opposite, they have no how to, they have no tools. So, you see, ignorance is served exactly to use uh, everything to serve them. And then there are things like what is sacred. They don't say that human being in nature, creation, is sacred. No, they are telling you, for instance, property is sacred. And so they operate through this scale. Like, for instance, the idea of company. You know, they 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 bring this world of the idea of freedom, things like that. But people have no idea what really is freedom. And so uh, they develop things through this way, which is about like company, like through an um, of like individual interests. Um, it's always private world, private, private, private company. Yeah, right. See, that is the way they prepare things in order to um, take everything. And so then they have their groups, economic groups, and through groups, which means mafia. It's always about that, mafia groups. And through that, um, they tend to get everything. And today, basically, economic groups are owners of everything. And then what happens is you think you are paying taxes. That is not true. You are paying taxes, yes. Not good today. So uh, uh, you are paying, you are giving your money to the system without name. What is the stake? You have no idea. You have no idea how much they get from you. Who pay taxes for that? I have no idea. It's secret. Yeah. And so uh, then what happened is exactly what we see basically today. Economic groups are owners of everything, which means you are giving them your money. So he was doing everything, working uh, in order to serve them, to serve evil, which is against you. So, what is about is not evil, is what you should be uh, doing, what you should be doing, looking for, and so on. So you, you should try to know about things. As a matter of fact, not believe. Belief is not about knowing. It's an illusion. Always, about everything, science, politics, whatever, always. And so, you see, care is what everything is about. It's about life. And so, why the term contract? See, again, we have two different natures. One is the social method, and the other is private method. And here, when you talk about company, you are talking about another reality, not social. They are connected, of course. Uh, both both must serve the same, which is human being and creation, which means these different realities have the same problem here. There is both are about care. People. So that's why we are talking about always uh, rights and duties, what is about uh, whatever case maybe, always about this. Um, but the truth is really different. Has nothing to do with this. So again, social contract is the only way that is legitimated. And the kind of company saying it must be a matter of um, um, connection between interests, between social interests and individual interests. And so in a company, there are things like um, there is no but exactly what people are ready to think. It's about price, something. It's about something that they don't want to even think about. Quality, and doesn't matter if we are talking about the social reality or the individual. In this case, the private is the same. Different realities, but it's the same. It's about care. In this case, in the private world company, what we have here is the final thing is again human being creation. Again, is not is care that is about. And so here we have what things to always worry. I worry. I mean, um, consider to consider like for instance, family. Um, there is a connection to this. Who works in a company has uh, its own situation, its own family. So that person needs to consider their reality in order to uh, bring quality to their situation, not only as individual, but if they have family, they have this duty also, to taking care of their family. And so I see there are things that are always connected. And then in the world of work, there are things like care about whatever the situation may be, um, company interests, um, worker interests, and there are questions that people should do in order to defend that. Yes, like it says, quality is about, um, again, about care. It's about what? It's about a matter of um, serving the right way. See, when you think about quality, you want to think about good quality, not bad. So there is always this situation. People need to ask themselves what is in stake as a matter. The worker quality, uh, the or the situation in the company is working or whatever. You see, it's always a matter of connection and putting things in the right way. And so, yeah, I feel like an example. I worked, for instance, in a company where I was um, doing my work alone, and there was, for instance, uh, two two persons to do the same thing in another place, but in the same place, but in, it was in construction. At that time, I was an electrician, so I was in the apartment, and the others in another apartment, doing everything in that part. So I did uh, the same, the same thing as they, two people did the same. One apartment one day, and the other the same. But um, they always are doing shit. And on the opposite, I I did everything in the best way, perfect. I mean, perfect job. I'm not kidding. I'm not here to um, just to show the difference we can think of something. And there was a guy like before our part, he did um, some uh, work. Oh, you can't imagine. Everything was shit. Everything. Oof. So, uh, so, and what happened is he was there because uh, um, is the guy who married with a sister uh, put them there because that guy was taking care of that that place, that um, building. So the company had no idea what's going on there. Of course, he didn't care if everything was well done and so on. So you see, everything is neglected, everything, because of some people. And what happened is, the company didn't do the the right thing. Didn't put someone to inspect the situation, going to these places and buildings and see if everything was okay, if everybody was doing their good job, the right job, or not, and then they should uh, do their, um, you know, uh, they should show company, the what you saw, everything, in order to consider whatever could be the situation. There are people that shouldn't be working in the company. They don't deserve minimum. They are not professional. They are not responsible. They are doing always the opposite what they should. That's why in the last 4 months, I saw zero, zero. So no a penny in the last 4 months. See why? Because of that. It's all about everybody. Company is about everybody. You see? So people, workers, and the boss or whatever you call it's the same. It's like a team. They are like a responsibility um, to the company, the project, see? Because they have to consider the responsibility around this that has to do with everybody. Everybody has a contract. Everybody has its own reality that depends on that work, that company. See, there is always a connection between everything. So, sorry. That's why this is the right company way, the right way, which is the sustainability way, sustainability company. See, because you don't want to call or sustain what you shouldn't. You should uh, put yourself in the right way to serve your good in the others, the good thing, quality of life, quality of products, quality, always quality, because the end is, you may call it consumer, not what is consumer. The buyer, no, consumer is about who is going to be the person that uses the product. So we need to defend the interests of that, which can be children sometimes, or even uh, I have to pee, and so I have to pause. Let's see. I can't remember exactly what I was saying, but okay, no worries. Um, you see, Doesn't matter if we are talking about company or private property, whatever. There's always a connection. In this case, the social interest. And here, see again, it's always about this care, the relation between everything. And so, um, who needs to um, care in a matter of responsibility? It's about citizen. And you cannot be represented. See? Only participation is about legitimacy. And so, and I say, when I say we need to, um, um, when I say we need to support Trump, yeah, because he knows that is this the way he can serve the goods because he's not serving the hero, but he knows that he cannot allow the enemy somehow uh, to do the same that they did to Clinton. See, Clinton put public the problem. You cannot talk about this. Secret, secret. See, where is the power? So you need to do your work in order to uh, bring this shit down. So you need not only to support Trump, but you need to like go to the street and demand the end of secrecy, the end of that shit, which is CIA and company. You see, secrecy. An example. Uh, you want to like show your car, your new car, and things like that, because you like it, you are like proud. Now you see, you don't want to show people if the case is if you have a new car, not with your money, but someone or something like that. Things like that. So you want to hide things from your other. And not, of course, this is not about um, private interests. It's about the relation between things like you want to show, you want to get the people to see this or that. but you don't want to see what brought that into place. See? Hmm. So that cannot be the case. You see, you don't know who pay taxes. You don't know how much and so on is taken, and so you know nothing. You need to know. See, whatever may be the situation, you need to know. People need to uh, have the access to information, whatever the case may be, yeah, the truth about the truth. You see, because only the truth serves the goods, only the truth uh, free yourself. Uh, only the truth serves human being interests, nature, and so on. Only the truth. So you see, um, people have no right to claim ignorance as a right. On the opposite, they need to look for the truth. So, you see, this mafia operates through secrecy. So, we need to demand the end of this shit. See, they say things like, oh, we need the secrets because things like war, the danger of things like that. Yeah, sure. No, no, we don't need wars. We don't need whatever shit. I think he's clear enough message. You see, people need to understand what they need to think, should think. Like, for instance, think simple things like people need to always think and look for and speak out to the others. Things like uh, opportunity, always opportunity. People have no idea what is mistake. They put people thinking that way, always like an animal, and allowing what they shouldn't, allowing the enemy to take everything. So people are losing everything because of that, because their world uh, is power because they operate through this way, secrecy. They can steal, and they are always stealing. This this system is about stealing. So they are always being stole by the system. So if you don't know, because you cannot prove because you can't see it's secret. You see, so this must be over. So you need to do your work in order to serve your goods and the others. So I think the message is good for now. And again, I love you. Keep well. Till next one.